is going on, YouTube people? Today, little CJ Stroud talk in light of the Stefon Diggs trade that went down recently. Texans making moves. It has caused shocking his card prices to spike back up again. Kind of want to look at that, kind of talk about some Prism stuff going on with him and just kind of his rookie cards in general. Let's start with the silvers. So they have, I'm recording this the night of April 3rd, later in the day of the trade. Right now, they have peaked back up to about $1,000. That's where they were a few weeks ago. They dipped down. I mean, I can just scroll back here, not very far. This is April 1st. 790, 820, 810. There's a 790. So another 790. They were going for, let's just call it $800. Now, they had been up higher than that. Supply continues to come to market, and that caused the card to dip down a little bit. This news kind of juiced the market a little bit and go, oh, wait, that's right. We like CJ Stroud. Oh, wait, he just got another weapon. Let's go buy some CJ Stroud. And has caused an upswing. I will be interested to watch if this is a short run spike, if this holds, or if this is like the kickoff, like an early kickoff for, a national run up for him. It would be super early for that. My guess is this flirts in the $1,000 range for a while and then probably ticks back down again. I'll be interested to see if it gets back down to 800 or if it maybe floats around 9, if it kind of plateaus off there. We will have to see on that. One of the things to keep in mind with Stroud, he is an interesting test case for a lot of this stuff because most of you watching this channel are probably aware he does not have rookie autos outside of one, and that is the Panini Instant rookie auto, a card that I sold a little too soon on. One of my bigger mistakes of last year was selling off that card and not just waiting just a little bit longer to move it. Those cards, actually one hasn't sold in a few weeks, but they are, I think, like 4 to 5K in a PSA 10. I sold mine for about 2,500. Never go broke taking a profit, and they let you buy them back. Every once in a while it burns you, but is what it is. However, that's his only rookie auto. So it kind of sets a weird market for all of his other stuff. The Prism Silver, that's like your baseline. It's the one that everyone kind of gravitates to. I looked through some general pricing stuff on him. It seems like his SSP stuff is the things getting the biggest bump. And what do I mean by that? Color blasts, kabooms, that sort of thing seem to be getting a extra premium compared to a lot of other players. Now, a lot of that is Stroud's very hyped, but it looks like most of his SSPs outsell a lot of the other players of similar ilk from previous years. Now, he is the shiny new object, so do keep that in mind, but it seems like that's where the money is gravitating to. We are not going to have flawless RPAs or national treasure RPAs. None of that stuff's going to exist, so that money has to funnel somewhere. People are going to want to chase something for his ultra rare stuff. Obviously, that Panini Instant autograph gets a huge bump because of the limited supply nature of it. There's only, I think that's numbered to like 370 something or 390 something, less than 400. And that causes his stuff to really, really jump up. Now, before you run out and go start chasing Stroud, and we're going to specifically talk Prism here for the purposes of this, the more common man card, a lot of this stuff is still hitting the population reports. This stuff has not all been graded yet. This is the Prism 2023 football, the weekly growth rates. This is a gem rate report. Once again, shout out to gem rate, great reports. Set trend over time. And then you pop in what you're looking for. And this shows you the weekly breakdown of how much is getting added to the pop report. Now, I looked late February into March. They were adding anywhere from about 6,000 to 8,000 cards per week. And this is just all of Prism. But it gives you an idea from a very pulled out sense how many cards are still being graded for Prism football. They were grading between 5 and 7,000. It jumps up to 8,000. And now most recently, you could see here on 327, there was 50,000 on the prop report. And then a week later, it was up to 60, almost 62,000. So like 11,000 cards got added to the Prism Pop Report. And let's be honest, most of that is not collectors grading their stuff to hold on to in their forever home. It's us evil flippers grading it to sell it as fast as humanly possible once we get it back. So that is a lot of supply still hitting the market. That is why you saw Stroud's prices dip a little bit. Why his Silver Prism prior to this was sitting at 1,000 and dipped down to around 800 and is now spiked back up because of the news. I should mention, as a disclosure, I do own one Stroud Silver Prism in a PSA 10. I purchased it for $900 on ComC a couple of weeks ago. As of right now, that's still sitting on there. My plan is to have that shipped home and have that be trade bait for something come this summer in Cleveland at the National. So I expect this to continue to climb. Obviously, there is still a lot of Prism sitting at PSA to be graded. There is still a lot of Prism waiting around to be ripped. So I don't see this changing anytime soon. If, maybe not even necessarily Stroud, but if there's a player from a particular new release set you're looking for, it wouldn't be a bad idea to keep an eye on this on a weekly basis so you could tell when grading starts slowing down, because that would be a key that supply, at least in the short term, would start to slow down coming to market. Obviously, if a player really pops off, everyone's going to send that player's cards and they get graded. But if it's someone more mainstream, that their cards are automatically getting sent in to be graded, that would kind of give you an indicator that we're at least slowing down a little bit. There's always going to be stuff adding to the pop report, but kind of want to get to that point where it's cooled off a little bit, not where 10,000 are getting added. Looking at the Stroud Silver specifically, there have been 1,400 total graded across all the grading companies. 608 of those have been graded in a gem mint grade. That's at about a 40% clip, a little over that. PSA grading them at about 45%. Beckett at about 48%. However, they hardly graded any. They've only gotten 20. SGC only at a 15%. I've talked about this before. The SGC 9.5 is a death sentence, and you see it right here. 17 SGC 10s, 67 9.5s, and 22 9s. So a lot of those getting dumped into that SGC 9.5 category. And that's probably a big reason why you see they've only gotten 108, while PSA has gotten 1,300, along with the fact that the PSA 10 drastically outsells it. So still a ways to go on this one with the 580 in a PSA 10. However, that does continue to climb up. I kind of glanced through some of his stuff. One that stuck out for me, and I'm potentially going to the Chantilly show this weekend. This isn't something I'm going to be like running out and buying. If I find one at a good deal, maybe I would snag one. I'm not running on eBay and smacking bins or anything like that. So this is not some crazy pump and dump. But anyone that knows me knows that I like a good color match. I was surprised by the price on the red, white, and blue for a more reasonably affordable card. I guess it's still a little expensive, but considering what some of his other stuff goes for, currently PSA 10s of this are sitting at a little under $400. Now that's prior to the news, so that I'm assuming those are probably going to jump up a little bit. So you might want to wait for things to cool off. Typically, the red, white, and blues are, no pun intended, the redheaded stepchild of the Prism Parallels. Most people hate them. In my mind, there has never been a more perfect color match. You're literally hitting every single color. And when you talk about, now, I'm going to preface this with, I said that there's a ton more Prism to get graded, and that is absolutely true. But you can see the difference in this and a silver. So far, only 467 red, white, and blues have been graded compared to 1,400. So about a third less red, white, and blues. Coming in, once again, at around that 40% gem rate. On a PSA, they're basically grading the same, about 43%. Only 169 PSA 10s. So way less population on this one, 215 9s. Just something to throw out there if you were looking to chase Stroud. Not a bad one. This one could age pretty okay, I think. I like the idea of the color match with these. I think that adds an extra layer of liquidity to it. And you get a little bit of rarity tossed in because this will be lower printed than, say, the silver. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be a crazy person and tell you that the red, white, and blue is going to outsell the silver prism or anything crazy like that. I don't think this is a Tatum Green situation or anything like that because these are unnumbered. But just bang for the buck aesthetics of the card. If you're FOMOing on Stroud, there's probably worse things that you could go after. But Stroud, like I said, is a very interesting test case for this because we do not have rookie autos for him. And this is going to be a trend I have a feeling we continue to see moving forward, specifically with football, with these exclusive deals until Fanatics gets the whole kit and caboodle in a few years. So this could kind of give you, Stroud to me is the playbook for how this is going to go in regards to what cards get propped up, what style of cards, what parallels, what brands, what sets get the juice because there are no autos floating around. So even if you don't care about Stroud at all, you might hate the guy because he beat your team in the playoffs last year. Oh, wait. Still keep an eye on his prices and what is getting pumped and not, because it could give you a glimpse into the future for a quarterback that you might care about that is Fanatics exclusive in this upcoming draft or maybe one in the near future. All I got for you, boys and girls. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.